MSN talks to Dan Stevens. I think it's Dan Stevens. He doesn't quite look like the Dan Stevens of yore, but it is Dan Stevens. We're talking about Summer in February. First of all, I can't believe how long it's taken you to bring it to film.
Well, it's been an amazing journey, really. I mean, I think I first read this book when I was 14 or 15, and it's a book that was written by a man who was a teacher at my school, and he directed me in a few school plays. And I remember the buzz around the book when I arrived at school, and a lot of people felt very passionately about it and were really heartbroken by this story, which is a true story, and it's an amazing one, really. And so the character of Florence, the central girl in our story, really haunted me for many, many years. And then a few years later, I'd left university and starting out as an actor, and Jonathan Smith, who wrote the book, wrote the screenplay, came to me and said, look, a friend of mine is equally passionate about the book. He's bought the rights, he wants to make this into a film. Would you help him? Are you interested in trying to turn this into a movie? And that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And so we've been, turning the screenplay this way and that, passing it around a few different writers, and eventually we came back to Jonathan, and so a couple of years ago we pulled the trigger and said, right, let's go for it.
Suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
Florence, what are you doing here?
How do you do, Miss Carterwood?
Gilbert Evans did look a little bit like Matthew Crawley in places.
Well, yeah, we did. We had to shoot it in the gap between Series 2 and Series 3 of Downton. So I couldn't suddenly shave my head for Gilbert. Not that I would have done, but yeah. So they were filmed around the same sort of time. But as I say, Summer in February had been in development for 7 or 8 years. A good 5 years before Downton came along, and so it was quite surprising suddenly to be doing 2 jobs set in 1913, but sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah, but I have to say, it turned out well, really, didn't it?
Thank you.
That it really did. But for you, I mean, when we talk about Downton, were you conscious of maybe I need to move away from, period, from period drama, from playing upper English class men? But
I've never turned down anything based purely on when it's set. I think I try and look at the strength of the script and the character and the people involved and things like that. So if tomorrow the most incredible script I'd ever read came along and it was set in 1913, of course I'd do it. But part of the drive of leaving Downton is to try new things. So always learning, very keen to learn, and I think you only learn when you try new things.
You're staying in Brooklyn at the moment, is that right?
It's been our base, and is our base at the moment, and I'm just off back to America next week to start working on another movie, and then I'm back to the UK at the end of the summer to do a feature adaptation of Swallows and Amazons, which is another beautiful classic book, and then I expect we'll pop back to America, so it's hopping around a lot at the moment.
A lot of transatlantic. But
Yeah.
what about the accent? Are you perfecting an American accent? Because there's so many successful British actors over there at the moment.
I hope so, yeah. I did an American accent for the last movie I did, and I'll be doing one for the next one, and yeah, it's something I enjoy.
On a serious note, though, do you think that British actors need to perfect one to have some sort of success in America?
I don't know if that's true specifically. I think if you want to play American roles, then yes. But I think the same is true for American actors over here if they want to play English roles.
What's the secret of the diet?
Oh, just I just changed what I was eating, just eating a bit less crap, really, and doing a bit more exercise than I previously did.
But is this it, though? Not going to go any skinnier?
Oh, I hope not any skinnier, no. But I don't know. We'll see. Which different roles require different sizes, hair colours, costumes, all the rest. So.
And what are you hoping that audiences take from Summer in February?
I think one of the things I'm most proud of the film, from the reaction that we've had so far, is that it's a film that seems to move people and that makes people actually feel something. And I think that's all too rare in cinema these days. And so, yeah, if we can, get people to go and see it and feel something, then I feel like I've done my job.
Oh, thank you so much for talking to MSN.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay where you are. Don't move.
Do not talk to me about what you have seen, and above all, do not talk to me about art and life.